Have you ever heard of a book so powerful that it was hidden from the public for years? A book that, according to legend, contains ancient secrets capable of completely transforming the way we see the world? This book exists, and its name is the Kybalion. But what makes it so mysterious? Why was it considered forbidden? And more importantly, how can this knowledge change your life? Back in the early 20th century, in 1908, a group of sages known only as the Three Initiates published a manuscript that compiled secret teachings of Hermeticism, an esoteric philosophy based on the ideas of Hermes Trismegistus, an ancient master of wisdom. Hermes, according to legends, was an enlightened being, a messenger of the gods, or even a demigod, possessing deep knowledge about the workings of the universe and the invisible forces that govern reality. But here's the curious detail. No one knows exactly who these three authors were. The book emerged as a true enigma and quickly spread among those seeking answers to life's great existential questions. Like a lost treasure that could only be found by those ready to understand its mysteries, the Kybalion remained shrouded in secrecy, passing from hand to hand among occult scholars, alchemists, and truth seekers. The Kybalion is not just any book. It presents 7 universal principles that, according to Hermetic tradition, govern absolutely everything, from our thoughts to the very movements of the universe. These principles are considered the foundation of creation, silently operating behind every event, emotion, or circumstance we experience. They do not belong to any specific religion, yet they have influenced various spiritual traditions over the centuries. Imagine if there were a kind of source code of reality, a set of invisible rules that govern everything that exists. According to the Kybalion, these principles are the key to deciphering that code and transforming your own life. But unlike a complicated and inaccessible code, these teachings have been organized in a practical way so that anyone can understand and apply them in their journey of self-discovery and evolution. Among these principles, one states, "The all is mind." In other words, everything that happens around you and within you is first created in the mind. This means that what you think, feel, and believe has the power to shape your reality. If your mind can visualize a better life, then that is the first step toward making it real. If your mind is trapped in negative patterns, your life will reflect exactly that energy. This principle strongly resonates with modern concepts such as the law of attraction, the neuroscience of positive thinking, and even studies on brain plasticity. Another principle reveals that everything is in constant motion. Nothing is at rest. This explains why our lives are always changing and why understanding these laws can help us ride the waves of destiny instead of being swept away by them. Just as rivers follow their course without ever remaining in the same place, our own existence is constantly flowing, transforming at every moment. When we resist change, we suffer. But when we learn to understand this flow, we can use it to our advantage to grow, evolve, and create a reality more aligned with our desires. Before we continue, I just want to make sure you don't miss any important content. Check if you are already subscribed to the channel. By doing so, you ensure access to valuable strategies that can truly transform your life. Don't let this opportunity pass. Each new video could be the next step in your evolution. Throughout history, the Kybalion has influenced alchemists, philosophers, spiritualists, and even scientists who began to realize that its teachings made sense. It not only explains how the universe works, but also shows how we can use it to our advantage to grow spiritually and achieve our goals. Ancient thinkers already spoke of similar concepts, but it was with the Kybalion that these ideas were organized clearly, serving as a true manual for those who wish to expand their understanding of the world and themselves. The question is, what would you do if you had access to this knowledge? If you knew there were invisible laws shaping your life at every moment, how would you use this wisdom? If this book has crossed your path, perhaps it is not by chance. Maybe it is an invitation for you to expand your vision, discover the hidden secrets of the universe, and awaken to a new understanding of your own existence. Maybe the universe itself has guided you here, as if telling you that now is the right time to open your eyes to something greater. The principle of mentalism tells us that the all is mind, suggesting that the universe itself is a mental creation. This means that the reality we perceive is nothing more than a reflection of the universal mind, and that our own thoughts, beliefs, and intentions have a direct impact on how we experience the world around us. This concept finds parallels in quantum physics, where it is observed that the simple act of measuring or observing a particle can alter its behavior. This raises an intriguing question. If we understand mentalism better, can we learn to influence our own reality? Are we more powerful than we imagine? If our thoughts shape our experience, this means that whatever we focus on grows. If we focus on problems, they seem to multiply. But if we cultivate positive thoughts and direct our minds toward solutions, we open doors to new possibilities. The secret lies in how we use our consciousness to shape the invisible fabric of the universe to our advantage. The principle of correspondence gives us an even deeper clue about the structure of the universe. It is summed up in the phrase, "As above, so below. As below, so above." This means that everything that happens on a larger level in the macrocosm reflects what occurs on a smaller level in the microcosm. This principle allows us to see patterns throughout existence, from the vast galaxies to the smallest atomic particles. If you look at the branches of a tree and compare them to the blood vessels in the human body, you will see an impressive similarity. The same happens with the orbits of planets and the trajectories of electrons within an atom. This harmony between different levels of reality shows us that everything is connected, and understanding the laws of the universe can help us better understand our own nature. Great philosophers and scientists have used this principle to unlock mysteries that once seemed unattainable. This teaches us that by studying the world around us, we can find answers about ourselves. These principles are more than just abstract concepts. They are practical tools that allow us to navigate life with greater clarity and purpose. They show us that we are not passive spectators in the universe, but active participants capable of shaping our own destinies. If these teachings have reached you, perhaps the universe is sending you a signal. Maybe it is time to look at your life with new eyes, recognize the hidden patterns that govern your existence, and learn how to use them to your advantage. Now tell me, are you ready to dive deeper into this knowledge and transform your reality? This principle allows us to recognize patterns throughout existence, from vast galaxies to atoms invisible to the naked eye. If you observe the branching of a tree and compare it to the blood vessels in the human body, you will see an impressive similarity. The same applies to the orbits of planets and the trajectories of electrons within an atom. This harmony between different levels of reality shows us that everything is connected, and that understanding the laws of the universe can help us better understand our own nature. Great philosophers and scientists have used this principle to unravel mysteries that once seemed unattainable. This teaches us that by studying the world around us, we can find answers about ourselves. The third Hermetic principle is vibration. It teaches us something fundamental. Nothing is at rest. Everything is in motion, constantly vibrating. From the immense galaxies to the smallest subatomic particles, everything in the universe exists in a continuous state of oscillation. What does this mean in practice? That every thought, every emotion, and even every word we speak has a specific vibration. Fear and anger, for example, have lower frequencies, while love, gratitude, and joy vibrate at a higher frequency. This explains why being around positive people makes us feel good, while negative environments can drain our energy. If everything vibrates, then how we tune into these vibrations can change the way we experience life. By adjusting our frequency to higher emotions, we can attract more positive experiences and even influence the energy around us. Many modern studies on quantum physics, sound, and energy are beginning to confirm this phenomenon, revealing how different frequencies affect matter and human behavior. The fourth principle is polarity. It reminds us of something essential. Everything in the universe has its opposite. light and darkness, cold and heat, love and hate, joy and sadness. But here's the most interesting detail. These opposites are not actually separate, but rather extremes of the same spectrum. Think about temperature. What we call cold and hot are merely variations of the same thermal energy. The same applies to our emotions. Love and hate, for example, are not absolute opposites, but rather different intensities of the same feeling. This means that by understanding how polarity works, we can learn to transition between extremes and find balance in life. This principle can help us view challenges differently. If we understand that difficult moments hold the potential for great learning, we can transform hardships into opportunities for growth. In science, this concept can be compared to the duality of matter and antimatter, where each particle has an equivalent with an opposite charge. In the universe, everything is balanced by complementary forces. The fifth principle is rhythm. It teaches us that everything in the universe follows cycles and constant patterns. The tides rise and fall, the seasons change, days turn into nights, and then back into days. Everything follows a flow, and this flow never fails. If we look at our own lives, we will notice that we also go through cycles. Moments of growth are followed by periods of reflection. Phases of success are interspersed with challenges. The secret to living in harmony with this principle is learning to recognize life's rhythms and flow with them instead of resisting. Just as winter always gives way to spring, the difficult periods in life will also pass, making room for a new phase. When we understand this, we develop patience and resilience, knowing that everything happens at the right time. This principle can also be observed in economic cycles, natural patterns, and even social behaviors. Those who learn to identify the rhythms of the universe can better prepare for changes and take advantage of the opportunities that arise with each new cycle. What does all of this teach us? That the knowledge contained in the Kybalion is not just a distant esoteric theory, but a real map for understanding life more deeply. By applying these principles daily, we can gain more clarity, balance, and power over our own experiences. If these teachings have reached you, perhaps the universe is giving you a sign. Maybe it's time to look at your life with new eyes, recognize the hidden patterns that govern your existence, and learn how to use them to your advantage. Instead of resisting natural cycles, we can learn to flow with them and use them to our benefit. For example, farmers do not try to force nature. They plant and harvest at the right time, following the rhythm of the seasons. The same happens with large businesses, which plan their strategies according to cyclical economic patterns. If we observe our own lives, we will realize that we also go through phases. There are moments of growth and productivity, followed by periods of rest and reflection. When we understand our own internal cycles, such as our biorhythms, emotional states, and mental patterns, we can make wiser decisions and improve our well-being. Modern science has already proven that our energy levels, concentration, and mood fluctuate throughout the day and the month. By respecting this natural flow, we can avoid burnout and learn to act at the right time to achieve better results. The sixth Hermetic principle, perhaps one of the most intriguing, is the principle of gender. The Kybalion states that gender is in everything, meaning that everything in the universe possesses both masculine and feminine energy. But this is not just about biology. This principle speaks about energetic qualities that exist in all forms of existence. Before we continue, I want to ask you for something quick that makes all the difference. If this content is resonating with you, leave a like. This not only helps me continue bringing more videos that inspire you, but also signals to YouTube that this content is valuable to more people like you. Masculine energy is associated with action, logic, and strength, while feminine energy represents intuition, creativity, and receptivity. However, these energies do not belong exclusively to men or women. Each person possesses a unique blend of these qualities, and when we learn to balance them, we can live in greater harmony. In practice, this means that we need both the strength of action and the wisdom of intuition to make good decisions. Imagine an artist creating a masterpiece. He needs inspiration, feminine energy, to visualize his art, but he also requires discipline and technique, masculine energy, to bring it to life. This balance between doing and feeling, between rationality and emotion, is the secret behind many achievements. Finally, we arrive at the seventh and last principle, cause and effect. This is one of the most powerful principles because it reminds us of an undeniable truth. Every action generates a consequence. Nothing happens by chance. Everything has a cause. In science, this principle can be seen in classical physics, where every movement results from an applied force. In daily life, it explains why our choices determine the course of our lives. If we plant good actions, we reap good results. If we make impulsive decisions without thinking of the consequences, we may end up facing difficulties. Understanding this principle gives us great power, the power of responsibility. When we realize that we are the creators of our own reality, we begin to act more consciously, knowing that every thought, word, and action will have an impact on our future. Together, these 7 principles form a true map for understanding life and navigating the world's challenges with greater clarity. From the mysteries of the quantum universe to the way we deal with our emotions daily, Hermetic laws provide valuable tools for transforming our reality. The impact of the Kybalion on how we see the world is profound. By studying and applying these principles, people not only expand their understanding of the universe, but also undergo significant changes in how they perceive themselves. Suddenly, everything begins to make sense. We start to see that we are connected to everything around us, and that we have more control over our own lives than we ever imagined. This transformation usually begins with the awareness that our perception of reality is shaped by our beliefs and thoughts, a direct reflection of the principle of mentalism. When we understand that we are co-creators of our existence, we gain the power to change our mental patterns, act in alignment with our goals, and as a result, transform our life experience. This new perspective can lead us to a more balanced, meaningful, and purposeful life. Many people who study the Kybalion report that they have started facing challenges differently, using these principles to find balance in difficult moments and make the most of opportunities. Additionally, the study of these laws inspires thousands of spiritual seekers worldwide. There are countless stories of people who, by applying Hermetic principles, have found greater direction, purpose, and well-being. Some share how understanding the principle of polarity helped them realize that difficult moments always bring lessons, while others say that learning about vibration led them to change their habits and thoughts, bringing surprising results into their lives. If this knowledge has reached you, perhaps it is not by chance. Maybe it is an invitation to awaken to a new reality, to understand the mysteries of the universe, and to begin using this power to your advantage. Accepting and transforming aspects of life that were once seen as negative is one of the greatest impacts that Hermetic principles can bring. Many people report that by understanding the principles of rhythm and vibration, they began to flow more naturally with the ups and downs of life, without so much resistance or frustration. Others say that awareness of cause and effect made them more attentive to their choices, realizing that every action, thought, and word generates a consequence, shaping the reality around them. For example, imagine someone who has always felt trapped in a repetitive cycle of mistakes and difficulties. By studying the principle of correspondence, this person realizes that the universe operates in patterns and that the challenges faced in life reflect internal aspects that need to be understood and transformed. Suddenly, the natural world, the changing seasons, the growth of trees, the lunar cycles, becomes a mirror of their own evolution. This perception brings a deep sense of connection to life, making the journey clearer and more meaningful. Another example is someone who has always struggled with their inner duality, sometimes being extremely logical and rational, other times being dominated by intuition and creativity. By applying the principle of gender, this person realized that these energies are not opposites but complementary, and that balancing reason and emotion can lead to wiser decisions, greater creativity at work, and even more harmonious relationships. This balance can be reflected in all aspects of life, bringing greater clarity, productivity, and fulfillment. These stories and testimonials are living proof of the transformative impact the Kybalion can have on people's lives. It is not just an esoteric book, but a true manual of wisdom that can serve as a compass for those who seek to better understand themselves and the world around them. The Hermetic Principles act as keys to personal and spiritual evolution, unlocking new possibilities and opening doors that once seemed invisible. Ultimately, the Kybalion invites us to embark on a journey of discovery. It is not just about learning about the universe, but about diving into the mysteries of existence and finding answers that deeply resonate within us. It reminds us that we are more than mere spectators of reality. We are active participants, co-creators of our own experience. One of the most remarkable examples of the Kybalion's impact is that of the renowned thinker and esoteric writer Manly P. Hall. Deeply immersed in the study of mysticism and philosophy, Hall found in the Hermetic Principles a solid foundation for his spiritual quest. In his work, The Secret Teachings of All Ages, he highlighted the importance of these universal laws, emphasizing how they can be applied for self-knowledge and personal transformation. Manly P. Hall's legacy demonstrates that the teachings of the Kybalion are not just a historical curiosity, but a living source of wisdom that continues to influence and transform lives. His work helped popularize these principles, inspiring generations of spiritual seekers to explore the mysteries of the universe more deeply. Throughout this journey through the Kybalion, we have uncovered ancient secrets and discovered how Hermetic principles can change our perception of reality. From the power of mentalism to the harmonious laws of polarity and rhythm, we have learned that these are not just abstract concepts, but real tools that we can use to interact with the world more consciously and profoundly. But what if there is still more? What other mysteries await those who decide to dive even deeper into this study? How can these principles continue shaping our modern lives and guiding us in our search for personal growth and knowledge? The Kybalion is much more than just a book. It is a map, a companion on the journey, a guide that leads us through the labyrinths of existence toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe. It invites us to look beyond the veil of common reality and uncover truths that have been hidden in plain sight. And now, the question remains, are you ready to continue this search? Are you willing to open your mind to the infinite possibilities that Hermetic knowledge offers? The wisdom of the Kybalion is waiting for those who have the courage to seek it, those who are not satisfied with superficial answers and genuinely wish to understand the mysteries that govern existence. For those who dare to question, learn, and evolve, this is only the beginning of a never-ending journey toward the awakening of consciousness. The search never truly ends, but the decision to move forward is in your hands. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like if this content has helped you in any way. It motivates me to keep bringing you more videos like this. Also, check out the suggested videos on the screen. I'm sure you'll find them interesting as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.